In the world of international diplomacy, France has recently stepped out of the shadows, emerging as a key player on the global stage. No longer content to simply observe from the sidelines, France is now making headlines for its bold and decisive actions, especially regarding the ongoing crisis in Ukraine. The country has captured global attention with a series of bold moves on Ukraine, surprising both allies and critics with its newfound assertiveness and willingness to lead. Once seen as cautious and hesitant, President Emmanuel Macron has transformed France into a leading champion for Ukraine. He has shifted the nation's approach from careful dialogue with Moscow to taking decisive action, standing shoulder to shoulder with Kyiv and its allies. Macron's leadership has been instrumental in rallying European support and sending a clear message to the world. This isn't just talk. France has orchestrated major coalitions, coordinated with European partners, and committed billions to Ukraine's defense. The scale of military and humanitarian aid has signaled a fundamental change in French strategy, moving from words to impactful deeds. Despite facing domestic challenges and political debates at home, France's commitment to Kyiv has only intensified. The government's stance has united much of the nation, with citizens rallying in support and parliamentarians debating the best ways to help. For many, the defense of Ukraine's sovereignty is now seen as essential for the security and stability of all Europe. France's assertive stance has injected new confidence and leadership into Europe, inspiring other nations to step up as well. By taking a stand, France is showing both allies and adversaries that the continent is ready to take charge of its own security and future. This is about more than just helping Ukraine. It's about redefining Europe's role in the world and drawing a firm line against aggression. France's actions are setting a precedent for how Europe responds to threats and upholds its values. By stepping up, France is not only reshaping the conflict in Ukraine, but also influencing the future of European defense and unity. The ripple effects of these decisions will be felt for years to come. In this video, we'll break down France's unbelievable support for Ukraine, exploring its key initiatives, the scale of its financial and military commitments, and the complex politics behind this strategic pivot. Join us as we uncover how France is changing the game in Europe and beyond. The Paris summit of autumn 2025 marked a turning point as President Macron brought together leaders from 26 nations to plan for Ukraine's post-war security. This gathering was not just another diplomatic event, it was a strategic move to ensure lasting peace and stability in a region that has seen much turmoil. The summit's centerpiece was the creation of a multinational reassurance force. This force is designed not for combat, but to deter future aggression by establishing a strong presence on Ukrainian soil, in the air, and at sea. The idea is to create a visible and formidable deterrent that would make any potential aggressor think twice before making a move. This force acts as a tripwire. Any new attack on Ukraine would trigger a coalition response. The presence of these troops serves as a constant reminder that the international community stands with Ukraine, ready to act if necessary. For President Zelensky, this was the first concrete step toward real security guarantees, moving beyond vague promises. It was a moment of relief and hope, signaling a new chapter in Ukraine's journey towards stability and peace. The coalition includes European nations and key partners like Canada, Australia, and Japan, highlighting global consensus on Ukraine's importance. This diverse group of nations coming together underscores the widespread recognition of the need to support Ukraine. Yet, commitments vary. France leads, while the UK and Germany remain cautious, reflecting their own political realities. This cautious approach by some nations shows the complexity of international politics and the different pressures each leader faces at home. The reassurance force is a bold shift from reactive aid to proactive security, setting a new standard for international cooperation. It represents a proactive approach to peacekeeping, aiming to prevent conflicts before they start. France's leadership here is unmistakable, pushing Europe to take real responsibility for its own security. This summit has shown that Europe is ready to step up and play a more active role in maintaining peace and stability in its neighborhood. France's support for Ukraine isn't just diplomatic, it's a powerful combination of political commitment, financial resources, and military hardware. Paris has emerged as one of Kyiv's most steadfast allies, providing not only words of encouragement, but also tangible, on-the-ground assistance that makes a real difference. Since the Russian invasion began, France has committed a staggering 8.6 billion euros to Ukraine. This monumental investment covers both military and financial support, reflecting France's determination to help Ukraine defend its sovereignty and maintain its economy under siege. Nearly €6 billion of this aid is dedicated to advanced weaponry, maintenance, and the crucial training of Ukrainian troops, ensuring they have the skills and equipment needed to resist aggression on the battlefield. Meanwhile, €2.7 billion are directed toward keeping Ukraine's government and essential public services running, from hospitals and schools to emergency response and civil administration. This dual approach, supporting both Ukraine's military and its civil society, ensures the country can continue to fight on the front lines while also functioning as a state for its people. President Emmanuel Macron has already pledged an additional €2 billion in military aid for 2025, providing Kyiv with the predictability and confidence it needs for long-term defense planning and strategic resilience. France's sustained and growing backing demonstrates a deep understanding of the conflict's demands, as well as a willingness to stay the course, even as the war drags on and challenges mount. This unprecedented level of support marks a dramatic evolution in French foreign policy, signaling a new era of engagement and responsibility on the European stage. Today, France stands as a cornerstone of Ukraine's survival and a pillar of Europe's collective security, shaping the future of the continent. Beyond money and weapons, France is investing in Ukraine's soldiers. Over 12,000 Ukrainian troops have trained on French and Polish soil, learning to master advanced Western weaponry. The focus is on quality, specialized instruction on systems like the Caesar howitzer, and air defense platforms such as Mistral, Crotal, and SAMP-T. This training is vital for protecting Ukrainian cities from missile and drone attacks. France's approach ensures donated equipment is used to its full potential, not left idle on the battlefield. By building technical expertise and professionalism, France is helping Ukraine create a sustainable, modern military. The impact is profound. Every trained soldier multiplies the effectiveness of Western aid. This human-centric strategy is a key pillar of France's support. France's support for Ukraine has remained rock solid, even amid political turmoil at home. Despite frequent changes in government, backing for Kyiv is a rare point of consensus across the political spectrum. Minister for European Affairs Benjamin Haddad has confirmed that support will continue, no matter who leads. This unity is rooted in the belief that Ukraine's fight is directly tied to French and European security. The defense budget has increased, ensuring resources for Ukraine without compromising France's own security. With key defense leaders likely to remain in power, France's commitment looks set to endure. To understand France's role, it's important to compare it globally. The US remains the largest donor with over €114 billion in aid, dwarfing France's $8.6 billion. But France's recent surge in support and leadership within Europe are just as significant as raw numbers. When adjusted for economic size, France's contribution is approaching what experts consider proportionate. More importantly, France is leading diplomatic efforts, like the Reassurance Force, pushing Europe to take greater ownership of its security. As US support wavers, Macron has galvanized European action and built new coalitions. France's leadership is now as valuable as its financial aid, helping create a more resilient Europe. The country is setting a new standard for European responsibility. French public opinion largely backs the government's strong stance on Ukraine. A September 2025 poll showed 75% of French citizens support strong security guarantees for Ukraine. However, the public is split on sending French troops. Only 47% support deploying forces, even in a non-combat role. This reflects a common Western reluctance to risk soldiers' lives, even for a just cause. The government's messaging emphasizes the Reassurance Force as a deterrent, not a combat mission, to maintain public support. Balancing public desire for Ukraine's protection with anxiety over direct involvement is a delicate task. Macron's careful communication is key to sustaining the broad political consensus. Public backing remains a crucial foundation for France's Ukraine policy. France's assertive strategy and the new coalition have drawn fierce criticism from Moscow. President Putin rejects any European troop presence in Ukraine, calling it a direct threat to Russia. Russian officials have doubled down on demands for Ukrainian concessions, threatening military escalation if their terms aren't met. This hardline stance aims to intimidate Europe and fracture the coalition. The stalled Ukrainian counteroffensive has emboldened the Kremlin, making the situation more volatile. France's leadership raises the stakes, directly challenging Russia's ambitions in the region. The coming years will be marked by tension and uncertainty, with diplomacy and unity more important than ever. The success of France's reassurance force will depend on the coalition's resolve in the face of Russian pressure.